talking about gear and nutrition, do you have a second for a few more questions?
No, of course I do. Yeah.
Okay. So really quick, I wanted to talk about gear and nutrition. Starting off with gear, was there a piece of gear that just stood out to you this year that like your favorite piece of gear on trail? Was it your backpack, shoes, or something like that?
To me, it was my calf protection, let's say, against the briars. I have some kind of orienteering socks, let's say, which goes right until under the knee. And it was amazing. I was really flying the descent and not feeling any briars. So it was really amazing. And a lot of people are now using that. And we don't feel the briars anymore thanks to that. So it was really a difference maker.
Wow. Yeah, that seems like a very smart move. I watched the documentary.
And you can see
the race that eats their young, and you can see people's legs just bleeding, and I mean, it looks pretty cut up and pretty gnarly. So that does seem like a secret power. It is a great piece of gear for this particular piece. How much gear were you taking out on trail? Were you going out with just a small running vest? Were you taking like a fast pack? What capacity and how much stuff were you taking out on each loop?
I had a very light backpack, which was about 10 liters. It was a Salomon running vest with only 2 flasks in front of you. And I didn't have much inside. I had actually the Outdoor Vitals vest in my backpack if there was any rain, but mostly cold, that I actually didn't have to put on because there was no rain and it was okay. But I was having only that in my backpack. Gloves, buff. I had 2 buff and 2 pair of gloves because it was quite cold. And I think it was about that. Then, of course, I had a headlamp. I had battery for the headlamp. I had my survival kit, let's say, if I had twisted my ankle, things like this. But in terms of clothing, only what I just said. My food, of course. And I don't think I forgot. Yeah, of course. And then you have to get your compass, your map, because you have to find your way yourself. You don't have a GPS, of course. So, I think that was all my gear list already.
Secretly, I was hoping it would rain for like 5 seconds so you could put the Tusher rain jacket on, but not a big deal. So how much water are you taking? You said you had 2 flasks. Are you able
only
to
1 liter,
drink on the trail? Like, are you just scooping out of creeks?
Yeah, exactly. So there is many creeks during the Barkley. So I had only 1 liter, 500 millimeters on each side. And it was enough. Every 1 hour, I was able to drink from the river, and the river was pretty clean during the race, so it was perfect. At some point, we had the water frozen at the tower. The tower is one of the points where you have gallons of water, and it was frozen, and so we were not able to drink it. But there is a lot of rivers, so we were able to drink before and after that. So it was pretty okay.
That's cold. I mean, if it's freezing a solid gallon of water, right? That's getting cold at night, like really cold.
It was 20 degree, I think, 20 degree Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's wild. That's a whole nother element, right? Both physically and mentally to deal with. Yeah. What was your favorite food you were taking on the trail? Not the cheeseburgers at your rig, but what was your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing to eat during a loop?
I think it was really cheeseburgers. That was really...
you took them out on the trail?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I had 2 of them every time. Yeah.
What?
And that was great.
Is there a certain brand? Are these like microwave cheeseburgers, or are these like from a restaurant, or who's making these cheeseburgers?
They were coming from Sonic, I think. If you know Sonic.
Yeah, I know. It's not a high quality hamburger there. I was thinking like you're eating like some grass-fed gourmet hamburger.
No. It was really low quality hamburger, but he made the job. And Alexandre, who was at camp, he was going to Sonic every day. So he went to Sonic on Wednesday and on Thursday to buy about 5 cheeseburgers every time for me on the loop and for at camp as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That's something I need to figure out for me personally. I'm going to run the same. I'm not a runner. I've never been a runner. I'm a 200-pound guy. but I aspire to get better at this. And so I'm going to run that ultra marathon I ran last year again.
Okay.
Just try to improve things. But I like the biggest thing I have to learn better with experience, right? Just like you've said, is fueling and hydration. Hydration was the biggest thing. I'm a heavy sweater, so I lose on a day when it's 65 degrees out, 70 degrees out. In my first hour of running, I'll lose 2 liters of water in sweat.
Wow. Okay.
So
that's a lot. Yeah.
I have some challenges to overcome in figuring some of that out a little bit, and also maybe even some gut training of how to consume just more fluid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's I mean, maybe I'll have to try.
You have to try cheeseburgers, maybe. No, but it's not easy. It's not easy, and there is not only one single recipe. But I think this is actually it. You have to try what works for some other people, not only me, but every runners. That's what I do actually. Cheeseburgers, I think, was from Carrère, Sabi, the Belgium guy, who told that to Guillaume, and Guillaume told me that maybe we should try cheeseburger, and that's what we did 1 week before the race. So I think it's all about inspiration and seeing what people are doing.
You just tried this 1 week before the race. This isn't even something that you had been doing for a long period of time.
Yeah, exactly. But we were able to eat that very well during our training runs, and it was great. So I was not really concerned.
If you had not done that, what was your plan B? What was your plan before the cheeseburger?
I was going to bring bacon jerky with me for protein and fat, things like this, bread. So yeah, things like this to have carbs, protein, fat. And then I
very similar.
Yeah, very similar, just a different product, but very similar. So it was, I was confident it would be okay.